So, let's get this show on the road. Now, I was helpfully informed that, by a friend of mine who I was explaining what I was doing. There was a little bit of odd reverb on that. I might have my headphones up a little bit too high. Who actually mentioned that I had missed something. Now I don't remember exactly where he said I had missed it. But apparently there's an item that would help me a fair bit as far as the damage.
Bless you!
Thank you! Hit for Zion! Hit for Zion! Hit for Zion!
Okay, yeah. I'm willing to bet. Yeah, that's the name that I was recommending.
Hit for Zion! Hit for Zion!
Now, I'm pretty sure that's okay, so how much?
Hit for Zion!
I have no idea what help poison means, but
Hit for Zion! Hit for Zion! Hit for Zion!
I'd say probably worth it. And since I don't know where the hell we need to go, I am just going to start from the front of the castle. Yeah, that poison builds up real quick. Can definitely see why poison made such a huge difference in the doppelganger fight. I'm sticking to the katana for now, just because there's no reason to.
Hit for Zion!
I am not real sure I notice a difference as far as
Hit for Zion!
SP it takes. I probably should actually compare it to something that has a static amount used, though. The whole, I can just use it for a fraction of a second. It really eliminates a lot of cost issues with this Rosian. But yeah, we've killed Grummery, or not killed Grummery. Then the various steps we need to be able to chase Grummery. It's taking everything, every bit of willpower I had there to actually remember that the name
Hit for Zion! Hit for Zion!
Grummery and not Gremio. So that's Succoden on my mind.
Hit for Zion!
Now I'm reasonably certain that the area we need to go is upstairs. Oh, I just use high jump. So it's probably near the uptime area. Since we're all the garden being backless.
Hit for Zion! Hit for Zion!
Or at least that would be my expectations. Okay,
Hit for Zion! Hit for Zion! Hit for Zion!
I think I ever come up here? There's been some impressive moments of not. Okay. That right, like why there's this long corridor.
Curse you!
Where the hell does that lead us? Okay. I'm gonna head to the right first. Okay, so this is just a light version of I was wondering why that wasn't a new soul. And basically the only reason I'm even trying to fill up the map percentage is just time to kill Alfred. He's just to fill up map percentage.
Alfred!
The book.
The Liber Logaeth? What about it?
She stole it.
I brought your apprentice like you. What happened here?
Master, who did this to you? Thank you, Zangetsu. Johannes, I must beg a boon of you.
What? Miriam.
I thought Alfred was our enemy.
Dominique seemed so keen on pitting me against the old alchemist that I decided to have a word with him after you and I fought. And unfortunately, he confirmed my suspicion.
Which is?
Dominique has been manipulating us this whole time. I'm not certain why.
I'm also not certain why I'm is not present in the text box.
Wait, what?
If she had wanted to deal with this mess in an expedient manner, she would have sent you and me to deal with Jebel together. But instead, she divided our strength and insisted I chase after Alfred. It didn't make any sense. Alfred was never trying to get in our way.
I'm not sure about you, but he got in my way.
You misunderstand. All he wanted was to keep you as far away from the castle as possible.
Why?
Because you were the most attuned.
Attuned to what?
Of all the humans transplanted with Crystal, you had the greatest ability to wield the demon's power. Alfred feared you would be used.
Then why didn't he say so?
Would you have believed him? Dominique had already won over you and Johannes both, and even if you had been inclined to listen, he knew you too well to think that you would back down.
I suppose I wouldn't have. What do you think Dominique is plotting?
As I said, I know not. We will just have to find her. And ask her.
With swords.
Miriam, the master. I am.
Alfred?
He must have known he would not leave here alive.
I really appreciate that he had something
Johannes,
important to tell us and failed to
He
tell us that.
explained everything to you.
Yes.
Then let us begin. She can't be far. I have a way. She knows I have given up the Zangetsuto. And that is when I will go on ahead.
I can't do much of anything until... I'm sorry, I can't be of more help.
I will.
I'll be in the village.
With Dominique. Johannes, for such a big fucking nerd, you're a goddamn idiot. What? Ah.
Tis for Zion! Tis for Zion!
I do like the joint, treasure chest.
Tis for Zion! Tis for Zion! Tis for Zion! Tis for Zion! Tis for Zion!
I suppose the fact that it was prefaced with sword, which is an odd combo for...
Tis for Zion! Tis for Zion! Tis for Zion! Tis for Zion!
Odd combo for a werewolf.
Tis for Zion! 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 Tis for Zion!
Again, there's a help.
Tis for Zion! 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 Tis for Zion!
I don't even know if I'm actually even doing more damage
Tis
with
for
that.
Zion! Tis for Zion!
Now that I've actually been using it for a bit, though, especially if I'm using it for any extended period of time, the additional cost is very noticeable.
Tis for Zion! Tis for Zion!
If I'm just sticking to shorter bursts, it's fine, but rarely do I actually do that at the moment.
Tis for Zion! 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 Tis for Zion!
So this does seem to be giving quite a bit of XP.
Tis for Zion! 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 Tis for Zion!
So it does seem like the startup cost for this is quite a bit higher.
Tis for Zion! Tis for Zion!
Given that a
Tis for Zion! Tis for Zion!
ass book.
This for Zion!
So in some cases, I guess it is going to be worth it to kill things with our katana. Okay, wait a second. Oh, that's... I guess the passageway is here.
This for Zion!
Let's put your luck to
This
the
for Zion!
test.
This for Zion! This for Zion!
Oh, I see.
Invert! This for Zion! 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 This for Zion!
I wonder if this is supposed to be something special.
Just watch as I clean you out. Plunder.
This for Zion!
You're loaded today, I see.
This for Zion! 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 This for Zion!
Here we're gonna eat mostly because
Scrumptious!
since
Scrumptious! 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 This for Zion! This for Zion! This for Zion!
yeah, okay, so it turns out that moving down healing at the end is necessary. What did we get out of that?
Invert!
Not much. But one thing that I can say reasonably certain
This for Zion! This for Zion! This for Zion! This for Zion!
is this whole race probably safe.
This for Zion!
It definitely feels weird that you need to use the high. Well, maybe you don't need to. even a pretty good roll. Just
Disrozion! 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 Disrozion!
this penalizes you a lot more for
Disrozion! 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 Disrozion!
shoot again too quickly. Which I guess isn't that big of a deal. Might get me into better habits as far as using the ability.
Disrozion!
And there's not really much useful here, but there is a fair bit of math.
Disrozion! 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 Disrozion!
Most of the time they're being used generously on both aspects.
Disrozion!
Okay, that's not true. I could still complain about them, but that'd be a bit disingenuous. My preferences.
Disrozion! Disrozion! Disrozion!
Complain about them just one or the other.
Disrozion!
Those things are hard. So one thing I have not seen so far and it's making me a touch worried.
Disrozion! 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 Disrozion!
I've not seen a teleporter.
Disrozion! 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 Disrozion!
That would explain why. Oh. Hello, thing I just was complaining about not seeing. Let's go hit up OD, see if there's anything there. I don't know which books I'm using anymore.
Here to take.
Okay, yeah, we're using the directional shard and
Be certain.
the big luck increase book. we'll hit up the garden there to see what the millionaire's key is about soon. First, I want to grab a save. Also, we've made some progress.
Here's
so-
what I've
Nope. I'm always kind of surprised that it does actually be at the start of the couch. Well, that explains why the little girl is
Hello,
there.
miss. Huh. Oh, well, she said she had something. I'm holding down the...
Oh, good girl.
Oh, well, don't worry.
What?
Well, try me. Oh, what would you like to buy?
Oh yeah, almost assuredly horribly unsafe. And we didn't save after that, so very likely we will be needing to go through that conversation again next time we hit up the store. Yep, and that is not the one I thought it was. Which one's the millionaire's key? Okay, so like I know the one that's up here is the Celeste key. This one's the some fucking key the other one I have. Oh, hey, we never did. I assume it's coming up from here and going over. I'll need to do that sometime. That's the Ava. That is the Celeste key. So it's somewhere over here, I know. I think. Straight up not seeing it. I really wish that if they were done up there on the map. Actually, it could have been, could also just be a straight shot from over here. Carpenter, that's what it is. I suppose ultimately it's not important. Pretty sure all the keys are just for optional battles. And this is showing me being lazy with mapping. Okay, this is a crystal armor if you don't already have it.
Tis for Zion! Tis for Zion!
Blessing.
Well,
Tis for Zion!
I wonder if those are a coin drop.
Tis for Zion! Tis for Zion! Tis for Zion! Tis for Zion! Tis Tisrozion! Tisrozion! Tisrozion!
The reason I'm
Tisrozion! Tisrozion!
is, of course, because
Tisrozion! Tisrozion!
one of the ways to boost your spell
Tisrozion!
stamina
Tisrozion!
is to have more of said spells.
Tisrozion! Tisrozion!
What I need for more Tisrozion
Tisrozion! Tisrozion!
is more diamond.
Tisrozion! Tisrozion!
Chance.
Tisrozion!
I can actually look that up, though. %6 chance.
Tisrozion!
That's better than I was anticipating.
Tisrozion! 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 Tisrozion!
Probably the
Tisrozion! Tisrozion!
better crap I have with it.
Tisrozion! 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 Tisrozion!
SP I have, I can get you way more sapphires.
Tisrozion! 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 Tisrozion!
I'd forgotten about the whole you need the at least a second's worth of SP in order to cast anything. Annoying, but it is what it is. I mean, SP
Are you
recovers
eating? So,
fairly quickly.
what'll it be?
I'll go with this.
I've learned the truth about your slumber, Miriam.
Why did Alfred...
To create a catalyst capable of stopping time, he only had time to save
But why me then?
because you were the To put it if all the crystal of all the shardbinders had been brought together to create one big catalyst,
I'm not sure if that's something...
with half the catalyst's power missing, blood would be spilled, but at least the world would have some chance of being able to granted. Even half the
Yeah.
But Alfred must have realized the experiment was going to proceed regardless of our objections, and decided half measures were better than no measures at all.
It sounds as though you found a little forgive...
Another
Just increase when uses the going from 8 to 9, unfortunately.
Tisrozion!
I actually could not see the number. I was falling too quickly. But about 40 damage in here.
Tisrozion! Tisrozion!
He is still flared. Well, I guess it's 12. 12's not terrible. I guess that's just an area transition.
Tisrozion! 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 Tisrozion!
Yeah.
Tisrozion! 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 Tisrozion!
Let's just start from the bottom, I think.
Tisrozion! Tisrozion! Tisrozion!
I would not have seen the, oh, hey, another one of the keys. This time, actually, the one that does go in the...
Disprozion! 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 Disprozion!
Makes me wonder if
Disprozion!
the screens were intended to be slightly larger. I believe. Yeah, there's not going to anything's going to change there. Let's grab the flame cannon real quick. Okay. What am I doing?
Disprozion! 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 Disprozion!
Ragnarok. Oh, is that not a... Oh, no, it is a weapon. I'm just blind. Really? Okay.
Disprozion! 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 Disprozion!
Passive. Ice resistor. Okay, so that's the boss one. Since we did just get that soul. And we had to end the bit of grinding we had done before.
Another pain.
I have you now. Nehang Jakujo.
Fool, you just made your last mistake.
Good luck, Miriam.
Rip.
You may possess the blade now, but without him to wield it, it poses no real threat to me.
Wrong, demon. Songetsu's wrath and mine are now one.
You used Jeeble, and now you will pay! Very amusing, wench. I do not have time for this. But, seeing as I need your crystal, you leave me no choice. Your wretched plans end. Baal, King of Kings, Tis for Zion! 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 Tis for Zion!
You couldn't, not heal.
Tis for Zion! Tis for Zion! Tis for Zion! Tis for Zion! Tis for Zion!
The moon is full. Your final hour has come. Ebenezer.
Tis for Zion! Tis for Zion!
Eratos the knees.
Tis for Zion!
Yes.
Tis for Zion! 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 Tis for Zion!
Also, one thing that does annoyingly greatly consistently
Eratos the
Tis for
knees.
Zion! Tis for Zion! Tis for Zion! Tis for Zion! Tis for Zion!
this box, which is
Tis for Zion! Tis for Zion! Tis for Zion! Tis for Zion! Tis for Zion!
What is that? I've forgotten the name.
Tis for Zion! 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 Tis for Zion!
Curse you!
The fact that the glasses do work on bosses is very beneficial. It's good to know when should stop fucking around and just go ultra aggressive.
Tis for Zion! Tis for Zion! Tis for Zion!
Another page in your
Tis for Zion! 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 Tis for Zion!
Those outsiders actually really like attacking from way off screen. Oh, that's what the dimensional shift is for.
Tis for Zion! Tis Rosayan! Dimension shift! Dimension shift! Dimension shift! Ka! Dimension shift! Dimension shift!
Oh yeah, there were some items up in the top left that need this as well.
Oh! Ka! Oh!
Another page in your story.
Ah, dumb.
So even Gremory has failed me. Alfred was afraid of what you could do with a sharp.
Look at you. Is that what you wanted?
Oh, don't think me. I have you and Johannes to thank for teaching me.
Why are you...
Because once again, while his servants were... So I began to wonder, what if the Lord we grovel and pray? If so, because God can rot.
Do you realize...
They deserve to die.
This whole...
If the last summoning had been...
You're after a more powerful demon.
Smart. So I made sure you would. Then Gremory could possess you. You know what? I know you leave me no I will use my crystal.
Do you realize what will...
Do you? You don't. So I'll tell you.
What does he have?
It was in his blood. Our blood suppressed the crystal and now I have surpassed him. I command. No demon is too powerful.
But the
Do you really?
Oh yes, I do. You don't understand what power...
Tis Rosayan! Tis Rosayan! Tis Rosayan!
Well, let's swap this back to the classes so that I know what the hell I'm dealing with.
Tis Rosayan!
Rigastorama!
Tis Rosayan! 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 Tis Rosayan!
You leave me no choice. Baal! I summon thee to my side!
Well, something tells me.
Tis Rosayan! Tis Rosayan!
Hello there.
I must have probably a little bit more SP as well.
Dimension shift!
I do like how quick dimension shift is.
Dimension shift! Dimension shift! Dimension shift!
The reflector, right?
Dimension shift! Oh!
Okay, so it's not quite as bad as I was.
Tisrozion! 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 Tisrozion!
Thinking it was.
Tisrozion! Tisrozion!
I'm gonna guess the reason that does so much damage to that.
Tisrozion! 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 Tisrozion!
My book.
Tisrozion! Tisrozion! Tisrozion!
Oh, I thought I was gonna put music instead.
Tisrozion! 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 Tisrozion!
Okay, might as well give another battle. But one thing you can do is turn that great beam. Killing them.
Here's what I've turned up on.
Big
Good
spike.
work.
I have no idea what that is.
Are you? So, what'll it be?
Oh, nice.
I'll go with this. Great!
You have.
Yeah, I'll get around to it.
Another
What does it... the moon.
You understand what he... Oh, what would you like to buy?
Probably steaks. They're probably not the most efficient item I have, but, or have access to, but...
Is this right? Here you are.
They recover...
Tisrozion! Tisrozion! Tisrozion!
Disappointed. Oh, hey.
Dimension shift!
This also means that we don't have to bother with these. fit in the...
See?
That works. Okay, so that is I thought it was.
Rosian! Rosian! Dimension shift! Dimension shift! Rosian! 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 Dimension shift!
Benjamin, seriously.
It wasn't my fault, Miriam.
I hope you're ready to...
Oh, come on! For just one split second.
Farewell, Ben.
Wait.
If I find you any...
Oh, all right. But could you please help? Oh, yeah.
You had... Get...
I'm getting.
Unbelievable.
Dimension shift!
Of course, the great thing is, if you didn't, we don't care.
Rosian! 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 Rosian!
Because his quests are at the very bottom of the quest list, and there's only 3.
Rosian! 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 Dimension shift!
Of course, now that we've done that, of course, the 90% of what we just did is completely irrelevant. Because of course it is.
Rosian! Rosian!
And there's not really... Well, I guess this is close enough. Close to it's teleporter, but I think this is marginally closer than the village one.
Another page.
Rosian!
That's all I'm looking for is the going to the Garden of Silence. This time, unlike last time, I actually have the key.
Tisrozayan! 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 Tisrozayan!
That suggests to me that it's crafting. There's also this one up here for the carpenters. Carpenter key, anyway.
It's good to What are we transmuting this time?
Fairy wing, huh? I am curious as to if that's any good. The main reason I ask is because healing is trash.
You have...
Another
Oh, hey, Benjamin.
Oh, Miriam! I know.
Oh,
Oh, just...
What does it do? Also, what does the cursed ring do? Yeah, I mean, cursed ring might be worthwhile.
Tisrozayan! Tisrozayan!
Oh, that doesn't actually work the way that I hoped it did.
See.
Tisrozayan! 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 Tisrozayan!
Cover all that much anymore.
Tisrozayan! 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 This for Zion! Oh! This for Zion! 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 Scrumptious. Scrumptious. This for Zion! 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 This for Zion!
So, I just need to be a little bit more careful there. And preferably enter with a little bit closer to full health. Well, full health and SP. That was... I probably just had the down ever so slightly pressed. I mean, we were only missing like 80 HP, but that might have been enough.
This for Zion! 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 This for Zion!
We're definitely doing better as far as SP goes, but we would actually take a hit.
This for Zion! 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 Scrumptious! Scrumptious! This for Zion! 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 This for Zion!
Strange. Okay. Bloodstone. I might be able to take on Iga now. I have my doubts, but partially because I seem to recall his hitbox being pretty tiny. I'm looking around for any ones that I have not hit up that are. I should be doing it via this. Any endpoints I have not hit up that are not this one, since that's the Celeste key. I'm specifically looking at the main castle because I know that there was the Millionaire's key is somewhere here. Key door, rather. Oh god, I'm blind. Actually, something I have been thinking about swapping is swapping this familiar. Okay.
Hold on.
On the one hand,
Hold on.
I'm necessarily using the various items I have. On the other hand, I'm never going to use those items, so... I've made a fairy elixir before. If not, I'll
Hi.
need to make
So,
one so that
what'll it be?
I can at
I'll
least,
go with this.
Stop back.
purchase them as necessary.
Got it.
Here's what I've turned up on the monsters.
Okay, so the Celeste key is going to be something different, I'm guessing.
Good work.
Got any target?
Here's what I've turned up on the monsters. Good work.
So what's the... Okay, well, two things. One, what's the bandit blade? Okay, so it's just a strong weapon. And what does the gold power ring do? Okay. So it is not that useful. So let's head on up here and see about fighting Iga.
Ow! It's for Zion!
Actually, I really should make a version of the same that has age glasses so that I actually have a boss gun set up.
It's for Zion!
As long as I am called, I will keep resurrecting.
It's for Zion! 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 It's for Zion!
As long as I am called
Iframes for you.
I will keep resurrecting.
I think I am going to take a hard pass on that one for the moment.
It's for Zion! It's for Zion!
His aim is stopped on nothing.
It's for Zion! It's for Zion! It's for Zion! It's for Zion! It's for Zion!
I think it'll probably be... Well, it's actually probably quicker to take the carriage across or whatever.
It's for Zion! It's for Zion! Yeah! It's for Zion! It's for Zion! It's for Zion! Yeah!
Going through this area with my familiar iron tend to use for a bit. Should result in a level 4. Yeah, but that doesn't consistently show all the passages.
It's for Zion! 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 It's for Zion!
curious how old
Tis for Zion! Tis for Zion! Tis for Zion! Tis for Zion!
Take this!
ring
Tis
that I
for
have
Zion!
that
Tis for Zion!
is better or worse for
Oh! Tis for Zion! Tis for Zion!
than the ring that says that it boosts item drop rate. I mean, I suppose obviously the
Tis for Zion! Tis for Zion! Tis for Zion! Tis for Zion!
is
Take
to
this!
put both of them on.
Tis for Zion! Tis for Zion!
Really care about that.
Tis for Zion! 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 Tis for Zion!
This!
Tis for Zion! 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 Tis for Zion!
Can you keep up?
Okay, no, but
Way too slow.
I kind of wonder if having the either the reflector ray or the dimension shift would provide enough speed for that.
Can you keep up?
It kind of appears that
Dimension shift!
Anyone faster than me.
speed stuff on its own was effective. Oh, actually, we still want the Aegis plate. Or, I mean, really possible that just knowing where the fuck I was going is sufficient.
Rosian! Tis 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 Rosian!
My major complaint here still...
Tis Rosian! Tis Rosian! Tis Rosian!
Everything does.
Tis Rosian! 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 Tis Rosian!
And it's weird because it's one of those things where it's like, that was one of my complaints earlier on. But a lot of this shit was just doing a lot more damage than... it really seemed to show.
Tis Rosian! Tis Rosian! Tis Rosian! Tis Rosian! Tis Rosian! Yeah!
Things haven't really increased in damage much. Since then, it's just...
Tis Rosian! 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 Tis Rosian!
We also haven't increased in HP as much as I would have expected.
Tis Rosian! Tis Rosian! Tis Rosian! Tis Rosian! Yeah! Tis Rosian! Tis Rosian! Yeah! Tis Rosian! 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 Tis Rosian!
On the one hand, that's not that useful as a treasure chest. On the other hand, apparently it can contain diamonds, so... you know, still worth it. Oh, and apparently there's an exit to the left.
Another page in your
That I have not.
Tis Rosian! Tis Rosian! Tis Rosian!
Okay. It's much. For a bit after killing the Valve. My brain was sitting there going, what the fuck did we kill that enemy?
Tis Rosian! Tis Rosian!
Because it was thinking that I could have gotten through without killing it.
Tis Rosian! Tis Rosian! Tis Rosian! Tisrozion! 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 Tisrozion!
Oh, nice. Level up that actually provided some additional damage.
Tisrozion! 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 Tisrozion!
Being weak to light is actually relevant, but wait a second, I thought we had... Apparently I set neither of these to with Caraboss.
Tisrozion! 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 Tisrozion!
I guess depends on a combo of how frequently it works.
Take this!
Also, I could work on spell casts. Because that would make it worthwhile.
Tisrozion!
I think these were both just 500 gold last time I opened them. I do love how the little walls are pretty damn buggy. Really seem to enjoy just...
Have you learned? Here's what I've turned up.
Okay, so those are all of those quests, and we still have no idea where the fuck a flame circle is. So did I talk to him on this save file?
You go.
I had not.
Hi. So, what'll it be?
Okay, so flame circlets are apparently... Well, I shouldn't even say that. Are presumably drop quests. And making sure that I actually start recording before I go to do anything. I had stopped the recording so that I wouldn't have to dick around too much with large files in Resolve, because Resolve's kind of a pain in the ass with large files. Especially since I'm just going to be tacking these on to the end of the last streams I did. no reason to throw up something that's just going to be like 30 minutes or something. I don't think the weapon matters too much, but I do think we want the gauge glasses for that final fight. Probably the shinobi garb as well. We'll see about Toxic Storm. I don't think I'm going to be using that at all. And Words of Wisdom. Definitely seems worthwhile. I don't even know. The Dulla Hammerhead is probably going to be the only thing that actually does any damage, and I have my doubts about it.
Oh, what would you like to buy? Is this right? Here you are. Is this... Oh, thank you.
Let's get a handful of these just to make sure we don't run out of MP.
Is this right? Pleasure doing business.
And that comical overkill number of stakes should make it so I don't have to give a shit. I am curious as to where I've missed map completion, though. I guess it's probably wherever the Celeste key is in the... corresponding area for said Celeste key. I also don't know why that little spot on the map doesn't seem to get filled in. I mean, if I open up the map here, it's filled in, but on the teleporting map, it's not. And I don't get that. Okay. I was thinking it was down. And it is demonstrably not the case. Oh, yeah, need to
Dimension shift.
use the dimension shift.
Dimension shift. Dimension shift.
Actually, can that be? No, apparently not.
Dimension shift.
Of course.
Dimension shift.
Now, technically that one is also doable with the reflector ray, but the reflector ray takes forever to actually work. So. As it's been a little bit, I'll let this cutscene play.
So even Gremory has failed me. Alfred was afraid of what you could do with the shards, but not I. Look at you. Is that what you wanted?
Man, we look like an idiot.
Oh, don't think me ungrateful. I have you and Johannes to thank for teaching me the alchemist's lore and how to control the shards.
Why are you doing this?
Because once again, the demons appeared, and once again God stayed silent, while his servants were slaughtered mercilessly one by one. So I began to wonder, what if there is no God? What if the Lord we grovel and pray before is a lie, and our faith draws power from some other nameless, unspeakable thing? If so, I wash my hands of it, because God can rot. I decided to seek a higher power, the power to slay gods.
Do you realize how many people have died as a result?
They deserve to die, because they were weak, and more will follow until I obtain all I desire.
This whole mess wasn't enough for you?
If the last summoning had been enough, I wouldn't have had to bring you here.
You're after a more powerful demon. Sheeple's crystal wasn't enough to summon it, so you needed mine instead.
Smart girl. I like that. But your crystal was too clean, too pure. So I made sure you would obtain shards and acclimate yourself to demonic power. Then Gremory could possess you, after the battle with Jebel had worn you down.
If Zangetsu hadn't betrayed me... Doing the right thing isn't a betrayal.
You know what? I never expected to be put in a corner like this. You leave me no choice but to play my final card. I will use my crystal and the Libelo Gaiath to summon Baal, the ultimate demon!
Do you realize what will happen to you?
Do you? You don't. So I'll tell you. There's a reason Jebel survived 10 years ago.
What does he have to do with this?
It was in his blood. An exorcist, like me. Our blood suppressed the crystal corruption and effectively spared his life. And now I have surpassed him. I command the crystal through Enochian script. No demon is too powerful for me to summon, even if I cannot keep it here forever.
But the process is slow, because I can see the summoning isn't complete.
Do you really think you can stop me before then?
Oh yes, I do. You don't understand what power is for. You wield it stupidly, arrogantly, and now you will pay the price.
Tisrazion! 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 Tisrazion!
Rigastoraima!
Tisrazion!
Oh, we fucking flew there.
Tisrazion! 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 Tisrazion!
Vaista!
Woo! Tisrazion! 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 Tisrazion!
Rigastoraima!
Tisrazion! 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 Tisrazion!
Tisrazion!
Tisrazion! Tisrazion!
Yeah, we apparently have some items that we have not eaten yet.
Scrumptious.
Good to know.
Tisrazion! 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 Tisrazion!
You leave me no choice.
Baal!
to my side.
Yeah, I much prefer having finished that off with the melee weapon. So this I know will take a little bit. Oh, those are actually platforms. Let's swap to a weapon with an overhead.
I give you death!
Oh, weird. Having a hell of a time hitting that one now.
You leave me no choice.
Oh, sure, it definitely feels like I'm doing this very cheesy, but okay. Apparently I need to just focus one of them down. Rather than kind of focusing on all of them. Well, not focusing on any of them, I guess.
Dominique. She could have done so much good, but...
I know.
Wait. The Liber Logaeth.
The book that started it all. What are you going to do with it?
The same thing the Master was trying to do before he died. He inscribed Enochian letters onto each of the castle's structural weaknesses. Now, I will use the book to perform a rite here at the heart of the castle. The rite will activate the Enochian script and send the castle and demons back from whence they came.
So that's what Alfred was trying to accomplish.
We need to begin. Stand back, Miriam.
Well, that gray flash is kind of weird. So we're going back with it, and it's going to be the upside down castle now, right? Inverted castle, sorry. How did we escape? I mean, I know it's how I beat the boss, it was cheese, but...
Yes, you've made the world right again.
Not without sacrifice. Jebel, Alfred, Zongetsu.
Jebel's fate was already sealed. There was nothing you could have done. And the Master and Zangetsu made their own choices. They fought gladly and proudly for what they believed in.
Why is this, like, 10 dB lower than the prior bit of voice acting?
Lives like theirs deserve to be celebrated.
True. And demons still remain in this world. We can grieve later, after finishing the last of them off.
That reminds me. The Master took note of how I was forestalling your corruption and suggested some improvements. I think I might be able to stop the crystal from overtaking you permanently.
Really?
I can't make any promises, but yes.
Well, thank you, Johannes.
You're very welcome. Come on, let's go home.
All right.
Since they don't want you to have that in New Game Plus, presumably. I probably should have swapped over to the Japanese voices. I probably would have been happier. Of course, I don't know that it has anything to do with the actual voice actors. I suspect it was more direction side, or possibly just the voices that specific people chose, so. So, as usual, I will let this go through. And then we'll be checking out the classic mode. Classic? Something of the sort. I don't really expect the classic mode to be something that, you know, draws my interest for a super long period of time. Even though I did really enjoy the classic style remake games, the ones that were kind of like Castlevania 3. And by kind of like, I mean very, very, very much like Castlevania 3. But honestly, I don't know anything about the classic mode because I've actually managed to avoid watching anything or really learning anything about it. It was pure ass by chance that I even was doing this at about the same time that said patch got released. Oh man, that looks neat as hell. I assume that's a summon of some kind. Not a familiar, but I mean, it could be a familiar, I guess. But Cargo boss, however the fuck it is, was absolutely useless during that final fight. I think I probably would have been better off with literally any other familiar. But I don't know that the familiars are really worthwhile in this game anyway. The book seems good if you use physical damage, but aside from that, they all kind of suck. Which makes sense. You don't want the familiars to be too powerful, but in this case the issue is it doesn't feel like they do anything. 99% of the time I was unhappy with the familiars because they were knocking shit out of the way. And the worst part is, like, a simple familiar that just, you know, once a minute, twice a minute gives you 10-15 SP back would be way more powerful for a caster than anything that is there. One that stuns enemies but doesn't put them into iframes and doesn't knock them back would be great for a melee character. Dropping poison everywhere would be good because almost every enemy seems to be, you know, not have much resistance to poison. Even a lot of the bosses. Any type of buff for your spells. Since the spells still seem to be way more powerful than anything I was capable of doing without. Which of course puts more emphasis on making those drinks. I guess it is what it is. I mean, every Metroidvania has something that's kind of ridiculously overpowered. In this case, it was the casting. And that's kind of novel because, well, in most games it's entirely something weapon-based that is just way more powerful. You know, something like the Chrysogrim, or in some cases it's some variant of the Excalibur. Arya had a lot of things that were overpowered, such that very likely you would have something overpowered relatively early on, which is great. It meant that they didn't need to guarantee you access to something that was ridiculously overpowered to guarantee that you had access to being able to finish the game. Just by virtue of going through the game, you were very likely to get something that was capable of carrying you through it. And it's one of those things where I think that at some point in time, that philosophy was kind of forgotten about. Like more and more of the more and more of the people making Metroidvanias wanted them to be more difficult, like the old style Castlevanias, without the context of, well, you actually had the ability to take a fair number of hits in most of those Castlevanias because you weren't expected to be perfect. Now, yeah, the stages were long, so you need to be pretty damn good all the same. But generally speaking, the bosses required much less learning than the stages did, because they didn't have that many moves, really. In some cases, the moves were difficult enough that it didn't really matter, and you needed to spend a hell of a lot of time learning them, but and my my name will not be present here because I did not pay enough. I don't think. I'm not going to be looking for my name anyway, so it doesn't matter. I am really tempted to hit start since it's just going to be Kickstarter stuff. But I've already sat through enough that it doesn't really matter. Oh, Trace. Neat. This is giving me plenty of time to do one thing I hardly ever actually do while streaming, which is remembering to drink water. I don't know why I'm so bad at remembering it. It is what it is. Oh, Jesus Christ, fuck this shit. So there is the boss rush mode, there is the rando mode. Boss revenge mode? What the fuck is that? Oh, neat. But we're gonna be doing the classic mode. Normal should be fine. That pixel crystal actually looks pretty good. Well, that's... Oh. Oh, that's not the one I was expecting. Oh god. So this is going to go poorly. I can tell because they actually did a pretty good job as far as replicating the feel of the old school games, and I'm not really good at those. Nope. So very likely the difficulty just refers to how much damage you take per hit. Ah. Yeah, I think that is sufficient. It seems pretty well done, but it's definitely not my not my thing.